staying with the story in Bengal, parts of Asansol town remain tense 4 days after clashes erupted over the Ram Navami rallies. But things have been much worse. But for an unusual act of magnanimity by imam of the local mosque. His 16-year-old son, student of class 10th, went missing on Tuesday evening. His body was found on Wednesday night and identified yesterday. His older brother reportedly told the police the boy had been dragged away by some miscreants when he stepped out upon hearing the uproar as Ram Navami rally was passing by on Thursday afternoon. After the boy's funeral, tension peaked in the Muslim-dominated area. But his father, who's the imam of the area, told the crowds who had gathered there that they have to keep the peace.
माध्यमिक का इम्तिहान दिया है, मस्जिद में कुरान पढ़ रहा था, भीड़ आई, शोर मचा, बाहर निकला तो उसको इन लोगों ने टान लिया। वहाँ पर ऐसा टेप बजाया गया, समझा कि नहीं, जिसके अंदर मतलब इश्तियाल अंगेज था, उसमें फितना फैलाने वाला, भड़काने वाली बात थी। कुछ नहीं हुआ। मेरा बेटा चला गया, कोई बात नहीं है। मुझसे अगर मोहब्बत है, मैंने तुम्हारे सामने 30 साल दिया है, मुझसे मोहब्बत है तो आप इस शहर को अमन रखो, इस शहर को शांति से रखो, इसमें किसी को तकलीफ ना पहुंचाओ। मेरा बेटा अगर गया है तो उसमें वो जिम्मेदार है, वो हमारे एमपी हैं।
All right, Monideepa Banerjee joining us for more on that. Monideepa, you hear that father there. It takes a heart to come out and say कि मेरा बेटा चला गया, कोई बात नहीं. My son is gone, does not matter. At least do not cause more chaos. It really takes a big heart. Who is this man? What do we know more about him?
Well, he's Imam Imdadul Rashidi, and he's the Imam of Nurani Mosque out in Railpara in Asansol, and that's the epicenter of all the trouble that has been going on in that town over the last 4 days. Now, what really caught the attention of people is the speech he made when the funeral procession of his son was about to begin at 2 p.m. yesterday, Thursday. Hundreds of people, and we've just seen some video clips of that, hundreds and hundreds of people had gathered at this Eidgah ground, and the father stepped up to a mic and spoke to the crowd, and it was a moving speech in which he said that, my son's time was over, he is gone, but let us make an example of Asansol as a place for Pur Aman. I checked out the meaning of that, and that means absolute peace. He urged people, do not retaliate, do not be angry, and set an example of communal amity by making sure Asansol remains calm and peaceful. And there were people, there was a particular councillor I spoke to, Naseem ji, and he was saying he was at that place and everybody had a tear in their eyes because, here was the body of the boy lying in the coffin and waiting to be taken away, and here was the father appealing for calm and peace. And so it seems, people listened to him with moist eyes and then went for the funeral procession, and that may have, in a way, saved Asansol from a lot more trouble yesterday after the tension that continues to prevail in the area. Today, what we just heard is his speech, his little soundbite when he came to the police station, because the police came and asked him to report the matter. The police is investigating the case. The Commissioner of Police has said that we do not know the exact cause of death yet. We are investigating. But yes, when the boy went missing, a case was filed, his body has been found, and a case and investigation has begun into the incident.
Also, Monideepa, there's a certain sense of frustration with which he's saying, "Agar aap mujhe pyar karte hain, to inhe rehne dijiye." That clearly means that people on the ground are facing the reality which is much worse, while politicians are completely at it. We constantly have them violating the security norms there. What is the latest on the ground at the moment? Is it still as tense or any better today?
Well, it is still tense in some parts of Asansol. Raniganj, where the trouble had erupted on Sunday and Monday, that is kind of limping back to normalcy. And Asansol, large parts of it are about normal. Shops are still wary of opening their shutters, etc. But it is the core area, Railpada, Chandumari, these are the areas that are still very tense, and it's an area where there is a mixed community living together, and there are borders between those communities. There are women, the Hindu women who have fled that area because of fears of what might happen. So that area remains still a little bit tense, better than yesterday is what the police are saying. But this whole issue of the local MP, and you heard the imam also mention it, there's an anger against him in certainly the minority community. You could see that even in the father, who was otherwise so magnanimous. And in the meantime, of course, what I can confirm is indeed an FIR has been filed by the police against Babul Shukriyo, and this is for assaulting or heckling a police officer on duty and for violating section 144, which is prohibitory orders, which means trying to enter areas where you cannot with more than 4 people. That's what happened yesterday. Babul Shukriyo was trying to go to the Chandumari area, and the police did not want him to go because it would create trouble, and Babul Shukriyo had a lot of people with him. Babul Shukriyo, on his part, according to some reports, made some, unparliamentary statements against the police on the spot, and therefore the police has filed an FIR. And we heard Babul Shukriyo say that he has filed a counter FIR as well, which is really strange. I mean, he is the MP, he should be there with the people and so on, but the Trinamool, of course, claiming that he has only turned up to create trouble and has been doing so with his provocative tweets ever since trouble began in the area. So counter charges by both political sides, flying thick and fast in the air and not helping the situation on the ground.